The Attorney General of the state of New York has sued Purdue Pharma, along with members of the Sackler family and several drug distributors, over the opioid crisis that has swept across the country, claiming the lives of more than 200,000 people over the last 2 decades. The lawsuit seeks to recover the state's costs for unnecessary prescriptions and related healthcare expenses, as well as issuing financial penalties. Purdue Pharma are the makers of the opioid painkiller OxyContin, a drug that was approved by the US Food and Drug Administration in 1995. The lawsuit alleges that as investigators began closing in on the company more than a decade ago, members of the Sackler family, who own the company, began moving hundreds of millions of dollars from the business to themselves through offshore entities. The family have been extremely generous benefactors to numerous educational and cultural establishments around the world and are reportedly worth in the region of $13 billion, a fortune stemming from ownership of Purdue Pharma. Over the past few weeks, as more allegations against the family have started to emerge, several cultural institutions around the world have stated that they will no longer accept donations from the Sackler family. The National Portrait Gallery in London have stated that a $1.3 million donation that was due to take place from the Sackler Family Trust to its Inspiring People project will not be proceeding. New York's Metropolitan Museum of Art has a Sackler wing which houses the Temple of Dendur. Last year, it became the scene of an anti-opioid protest. Other gifts from the Sackler family include one wing at the Louvre in Paris, a courtyard at the Victoria and Albert Museum in London, a centre for feminist art at the Brooklyn Museum, and an art centre at the Guggenheim in New York. Many of these institutions are now facing increasing pressure to return their gifts and remove the family name from their institutions. This is not the only lawsuit to be brought against Purdue Pharma, with the Massachusetts Attorney General's office accusing the company and its owner, the Sackler family, of aggressively marketing OxyContin. New York is in fact one of 36 states bringing cases against Purdue Pharma. There are also 1,600 opioid-related federal cases being overseen by a United States District Court judge in Ohio, who hopes to reach a single comprehensive settlement. Purdue Pharma and the Sacklers last week agreed to pay $270 million to settle a case in Oklahoma that was to go on trial in May. Purdue Pharma is now considering filing for Chapter 11 bankruptcy. If they do this, the ability of all the states to recover damages will be greatly delayed and reduced by potentially billions of dollars. This is no doubt one of the reasons why the New York Attorney General, Letitia James, is looking to claw back funds from the Sackler family, alleging that they fraudulently transferred profits from Purdue to themselves. She also spoke about the vast fortunes that they collect at the expense of actual lives. It was also claimed that the Sackler family had repeatedly downplayed the risks of OxyContin, the drug at the centre of the case. Purdue have denied New York's charges and called them baseless. The Sackler family have called the lawsuit a misguided attempt to place blame where it does not belong.